So, this is something I've been thinking about for quite some time now, actually. I just never made a video until now. So, I don't know, how should I start this? How should we begin? Let's start with this one right here. Let's start here. So, my sister has a friend. My sister's friend is a very attractive woman, as I will put it to you that way. She has all of the traits that, if you are a regular viewer here, you already know that I find most attractive. She has, dare I say, very wide hips, a narrow waist, and a huge butt. Like her butt it's a big butt, okay? Like it is the stuff of legends, okay? Like you guys think I'm not joking. I'm not kidding, okay? I'm being serious. Her butt's huge. Her butt, she's attractive. Anyhow, that's not really what's important. Actually, it is important, but it's not really what's important. Now, my sister's friend, she has a husband, so she's married, and she has two children, right? One boy and one girl. And she talks about her husband a lot to my sister, and my sister, I hear their conversations, and she has talked to her husband in my presence before as well. And I can tell you this: I've known this woman for about a good 3, 4, again, maybe 5 years. I have never once heard that woman say a positive thing about that man. I've never even seen that man, but the shit she says about this guy, he apparently is one of the worst padres one could ever be when it comes to padreing. That's Spanish for father, for those of you who are uncultured. No, but seriously, apparently he's a really bad dad. I don't know the guy. Never met him, never talked to him. I've never even seen him. Maybe I have seen him, like in a picture of him. I don't know. I really don't. And I'm not here to really cast judgment upon her husband as an awful person. But he has cheated on her quite a few times. So, no, I'll pass judgment. That's kind of fucked up. But that's also very important, too. So he's cheated on her a couple of times, right? She's talked about it. And she's talking about just how much of a good god darn he doesn't care about his children. And I was sitting here and I was thinking about this one for a second because it was really strange to me, right? Because I was sitting here and I looked at her, and it was one day, and this is what was really interesting to me. This is why all of this is important, okay? I looked at her, and I thought to myself, it'd be really nice to have a woman that looks like her. It's very beautiful, and it'd be really nice to have 2 children. So why does this guy that she's married to not give a fuck about that? It was interesting. I thought about that one for a second. It was really weird. I was like, I would love to have what he has. But I don't. Now I know some of you people might think that I'm about to go down the whole long incel nice guy route. You probably think that. And I don't blame you for thinking that because I have done that before on my channel before. But that's actually not what I was thinking about. I wasn't really thinking about, what? She should date me. No, I wasn't thinking that at all. Instead, a different thought occurred to me. And that thought was this. Apparently, having those wide hips, big ass, and pretty face don't mean shit to him. Why? And then another thought occurred to me. Apparently, having 2 children that he gets to raise and influence and talk to and hang around don't mean shit to him. Why? Why is that? It's really interesting, right? Because I would like to have that at some point in time. Not with her, but like with the woman that was like similar to her. Yeah, that would be great. I would like to have that. But he already does, and he just squanders it. Like he doesn't care. Like he doesn't invest in that. Why? Why is that? So I had a couple other thoughts. I was thinking to myself, maybe I'm only getting half the story. Now, my sister's friend isn't really a mean person to me. In fact, she's actually very nice. I've only ever had like one conflict with her, and I kind of feel I was in the right. I know I was in the right, but I've only really had one conflict with her. But for the most part, a very nice person to me. I like her for the most part. She's not a terrible person. But just kind of as far as I know. So as far as I know, she's not really all that awful. Maybe to him, she is. Maybe she's a terrible wife. I don't know. Maybe though. And maybe because of her awfulness to him, she has pushed him away into him wanting to have sex with other women. Now, of course, that would not explain why he doesn't really care too much about his children, though. But again, that's just my conjecture. That's just my thoughts. I don't know. I don't really think that's the case. I'll be honest with you, just kind of based on my interactions with her. I don't think that's the case, but it could be. It was a thought I had. But another thought that I was having was this. What if, now bear with me now, but what if he never actually wanted to be married to her, and he never actually wanted children with her, and the only reason he was even invested in her at all was just because she had some nice hips and a big butt, and she was a pretty woman? What if this whole relationship was only predicated on just the fact that she looked really good at the time, and he never actually wanted to invest in her at all? And I'm pretty sure that, probably more than anything else or any other reason I have, is probably more close to the truth than anything else that I could probably come up with. And so, maybe this is all just conjecture and thoughts that I'm having that just only support the idea that I have been saying on my channel for quite some time, that a lot of people are not forming relationships based off of people that will be good life partners or good parents to their children, but they're only forming relationships based off of what makes them look good and what makes them feel good at the time, and thus the consequences of then having unprotected sex will then bind them for the rest of their lives. I'm thinking that that's probably more than anything else. But I think the main point of this video that I wanted to make, the main point of the things I was thinking about was how, well, a couple of things actually, but one was how her being attractive at the end of the day has not helped her life out at all when it comes to her relationships. Whether it is her own insecurities of trying to hang on to a relationship that her husband clearly does not want to have, considering the fact that he's cheated numerous times, but maybe it's that. Maybe it's her fear of being alone and having to raise 2 children by herself. Reasonable, even though apparently, according to her, she's kind of already doing that anyway. Well, reasonable, I get that. Maybe it could be a whole list of other different reasons and insecurities. I don't know. But what I do know is that having a big butt has not helped her out in terms of securing a functioning relationship. Being a pretty woman has not helped her out in any regards into having any sort of stability or consistency in her relationships. So in other words, I guess maybe this is the video out here for all our incels and maybe all the femcells who are out there. All of those women who think that they're ugly and that's why they can't secure relationships. Maybe this video will put some things into perspective for you. And so far as, yeah, being attractive gives you perks. It makes it easy for people to come up and have sex with you. It makes it easy to grow YouTube channels and get lots of followers on Instagram. But at the end of the day, if you don't get anything with any consistency, if you don't get anything with any meaning or value, then it all doesn't mean anything. Being attractive just means people want to have sex with you. That's all it means. And it's up to you to actually become an interesting, well-developed, and a person of honor and integrity to make that perk or make that special part of you, I mean, to make that part that you didn't even earn worthwhile. I mean, it's one thing to be a pretty woman, but it's another thing to be a pretty and intelligent woman with some honor and integrity. Or some common sense. Or anything really for that matter. Any substance or personality. At the end of the day, being attractive is a great thing, but it won't mean anything if you don't use it wisely. If you pick a shitty person to have children with, then your life's just going to be really difficult. So you're just going to be a really pretty woman that's just miserable. And, well, a lot of good being pretty did for you then, huh? So that being said, I just hope you guys got something out of today's video. And if you did, man, go and click the like button. Yeah, shoot, go and click that subscribe button. Comment in the comment box below. As always, you guys have yourselves a great day. I'll see you cool cats soon. Adios.